When you're looking for new glasses, one of the hardest aspects of it is knowing the difference between what isn't the right style for you and what simply isn't the right fit for you. And often the two can become very confused. And what I mean by that is that if you're choosing a new pair of glasses and you want to go for a bigger, bolder style, how do you know if they are too big or if they're just the right size for that particular look? Well, in this video, I'm going to clear all that up for you. And I'm going to do that by showcasing some of the new styles from the Gucci men's eyewear collection. And we're going to use those as examples of different shapes and how those different shapes should fit your face. So hi, I'm Robert, Style and Vision Consultant here at the Spectacle Factory, and it's my job to pair you with your perfect glasses. Now, one of the fundamental things to consider is that the shape of glasses that you're going to try on, or the shape of glasses that you want to choose, is going to have a huge impact on how big those glasses should be. I'm going to show you an example now. As a general rule, round glasses like this should fit within the confines of the face. So these should not be coming wider than my face. So with a round frame, this is actually the perfect fit for me. It could even go a little bit smaller than this, but it definitely shouldn't be much bigger. And you can see that there's very little gap here between the width of my face and the frames. Compare that to a rectangle, and a rectangular frame is almost the opposite. This should always come past the face because that's just kind of the proportions of a rectangular shape. So expect it to feel a little bit wider and maybe be a slightly looser fit than you would choose with a round pair. Now, for me personally, and certainly when you look at the trends over the last couple of years, I think we should be moving away from rectangular shapes. And nowadays, if you want that kind of more boxy look, if you don't want round glasses, the way to go is with an oversized square shape. This is a perfect example, and this is one of my favorite frames from within the Gucci eyewear collection. It isn't that little bit wider than my face, but it balances that proportion with being deeper as well. And this is a much more on-trend, much more modern look if you're a guy shopping for glasses at the moment. I particularly like with this model the coloration because it's a semi-transparent colour. We've seen that with a few pieces within the Gucci collection. And although it's quite a chunky, quite a bold frame, it's actually quite a lightweight material as well. It feels very comfortable to wear this frame. Before we move on, I'm going to compare that back to the round pair that I tried on earlier. And what you'll find with a lot of round glasses is that they'll have a keyhole bridge. Now, choosing the right width for your nose is one of the hardest bits about choosing the right size of your glasses. And with most bridges, what you want to be looking for is that there's no gap, particularly at the top here. But the exception to that is when you get a keyhole bridge like this. This is designed to have the gap, and this is generally going to fit a slightly wider nose like I have. But I do love this new round eye from Gucci. It's a very, very classic style. I mean, it's not that unique as such, but there's just a little bit of attention to detail in it that makes it nicer than your average round pair of glasses. Namely, the way that the Gucci logo is shaped on the arm, that keyhole bridge that I mentioned, and the fact that it's a little bit squared off at the top and the bottom, which makes it not overly circular, not overly round for most people. So with this frame, what you're going to get is a very refined, relatively subtle look that's still on trend. And compare that to the other end of the spectrum with this piece from the Gold Decor collection. And this is very maximalist. This is the opposite of that round eye that I showed you. So as you can see immediately, you're struck by how much bigger it looks. And it probably looks slightly wrong on my face, having just gone from those round frames. And if you try a pair on like this and they feel a bit too big, please don't be put off, because that is how they're going to feel at first. But kind of as you wear them, especially as you get used to them over the first few days of having them, you'll start to realise that actually that is the look. It's meant to be a little bit bigger than your face. You shouldn't be choosing a frame like this that's any smaller than this, really. And there's a lot to be said for that. I mean, it's not everybody's style, but if you want glasses which are really impactful, really, really fashionable, particularly in 2021, this is the style this is one of the styles that you should definitely be looking at. But even better than this one is my personal favourite, because I love shapes which are unique, and this shape is quite different compared to virtually all other frame shapes that we're seeing at the moment, particularly in the way that it actually tapers outwards, and that's very unusual. You'll notice that with this frame, for example, and especially with the round ones, the bottom part of the frame actually tapers inwards. And that's generally what you see with most glasses. But this is the opposite of that, and proportionally, again, it probably looks wrong the first time you put it on. But I promise, if you have the confidence to stick with it, this can become a really iconic look for you. Or for anyone who wants glasses which are super on trend and a little bit out of the box. Which for me is exactly what I look for in a pair of glasses, something that you're not going to see on all other faces. Again, we've got that semi-transparent colour, this time in an olive green, which I think is beautiful, and that's paired with silver detailing on the inside of the arms. This is a really classy piece in my opinion, and although it's the hardest to wear out of the 5, it's probably my favourite. So I hope that's given you a bit of a clear direction the next time you're choosing glasses on kind of how to choose the shape in relation to the size, or how to choose the size in relation to the shape, whichever way you want to look at it. And one particular mistake that I see a lot of people make is they'll actually look at the dimensions of the frame, and that is definitely the wrong way to do it. So for example, on the inside of the arm on this frame it's written 55/18, and what that represents is the width of the lens and the width of the bridge. Or no, not the width of the bridge, the distance between the two lenses, and that's a really key, important distinction, because this bridge, the thickness of this material could be different. That wouldn't change the number that you see on the frames. And moreover, the number that designates the width of the lens has absolutely no bearing on the overall width of the glasses. That could be completely different. So when you're looking for a frame like this, and when you're looking for a frame like this, you should be looking for completely different sizes. I know that might blow your mind. You might think there is one size that is right for you. That's definitely not true. And a good optician is going to be able to give you the perfect advice for choosing the right size for the style that you have in mind. So I hope you've really enjoyed this one. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments section below. Please like and subscribe because it really helps our channel grow, and a lot of work goes into producing these videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks guys. Bye bye.